Welcome to a brand new episode of the Transfer Talk where we'll be discussing the latest Palace transfer rumours of the weekend. So let's get into it. The first rumour is on Jeremie Boga. According to the Daily Mail, the 23-year-old is wanted by Palace as a potential replacement for Wilfried Zaha. Boga's club Sassuolo rejected an £80 million bid from Rennes last week. Let's get one thing straight. This does not mean that Wilfried Zaha is due to leave. This is just potential signing for when Wilfried Zaha does leave, and that's if he does leave. And it's smart from the club because you don't want to be in a situation where you sell Wilfried Zaha and you don't have potential replacements lined up. So Boga, 23-year-old, is a left winger from Ivory Coast as well, good on a ball, but it seems like Palace are looking at him as a potential replacement. But interesting that other clubs are in for him as well. So hopefully he stays at Sassuolo, and at the end of it, if Zaha does leave, then we can potentially bring him in. But let's get into the next rumour. The next rumour, according to the Daily Mail, is on Michy Batshuayi. Palace are considering a new loan move for Chelsea's Batshuayi, who has previously had a loan spell at Palace in 2019, which he scored 6 goals in 13 games. Michy Batshuayi, I already don't have to tell you guys who he is because you already know if you are a Palace fan. He has come previously on loan at the club, scored 6 goals in 13 games, looked pretty decent under Roy Hodgson, where we've seen strikers struggle to score goals, but it seemed like it'll be a loan spell. However, there's a twist because as you guys remember from the previous episodes, we've talked about Conor Gallagher, who's also rumored to join Palace on loan, which hasn't happened yet. So if that is the case and we want Michy and Conor Gallagher, unfortunately that can't happen because the Premier League states that you can't have 2 loans from the same club in the same season. So we have to pick one or the two. For me personally, it's Michy Batshuayi any day of the week because we need another attacker, whether that's a striker or attacking midfielder, we need another one. And Michy Batshuayi can provide that, has scored goals before. I know some of you have said that, and I have said this as well, that he isn't that skillful type of player, but he scores goals. That's all that matters right now. So I would take Michy Batshuayi. But if McCarthy does leave, Conor Gallagher was going to be his replacement. So who will now be his replacement if James McCarthy was to go to Celtic? I'm not too sure. But another thing to consider is that Batshuayi's loan hopefully has an option to buy because he is not a young player anymore, and hopefully that Chelsea put that in so that if he does score goals, if he does fit into Roy's system, at the end of the season, we can go and get him on a permanent deal. But Michy Batshuayi deal is back on, and hopefully Palace can get this done because we desperately need another striker. The final rumour is on Zaha and Kouyate. According to Sport, Trabzonspor are targeting Palace midfielder Kouyate, with president of the club have already held talks with Kouyate's agent. They could make a loan offer, and according to the report, Roy Hodgson is looking for a younger midfielder and will allow Kouyate to leave. Why? That's my first thought about this. Why would we allow Kouyate to leave on loan when right now it seems like James McCarthy could potentially leave the club? And as we've seen in pre-season, we don't have enough depth. As crazy as it might sound, when you look at the numbers, yes, we've got Scott Down, James Tompkins, Gary Cahill, and other type of centre-backs, but Kouyate's being a starter because the rest of them are injured. So right now, if I was Palace, I'm not letting Kouyate go out on loan unless it's a permanent deal, which would make more sense. So we'll see what happens with this one because Trabzonspor already got Sørloth and there's been clashes there, whether they own Sørloth, we own Sørloth. So I'll be surprised if Palace let Kouyate go out on loan to them as well. But hopefully Palace don't entertain this unless it's a permanent deal. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Zaha and Kouyate out on loan to Trabzonspor. Personally, I'm not a massive fan unless it's a permanent deal. Well, that's it for today. Hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. If you have, if you leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss out on future content, that would be great. And until next time, up the Palace.